Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Justin Riley, and we have a great show for you today. I'll be interviewing Howie Mandel later on in this episode, as well as we'll be finding out some fun things to do to further our own education at Madison College this summer, plus some tips for keeping our kids healthy from Madison Community Montessori School. But first, I'm joined by Sarah Pickard, who is the Executive Director of Girls on the Run in Dane County. Sarah, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's so great to have you here. So tell us a little bit about Girls on the Run and I guess their history here in Dane County.
Sure. Well, Girls on the Run of Dane County is a local independent council of Girls on the Run. Girls on the Run was founded in 1996 in Charlotte, North Carolina, and rapidly grew from there. And Girls on the Run of Dane County was formed in the fall of 2004, and we offered our first program the spring of 2005 to 13 girls at Sherwood Hills Elementary School in Madison.
Very cool. I'm wondering if you can maybe talk to our viewers a little bit about what the mission is of Girls on the Run for those of us who haven't heard of it yet.
Sure. Girls on the Run is a self-esteem, character development, and healthy lifestyle program for pre-adolescent girls. We use a psychology-based curriculum that really addresses the emotional, physical, and social needs of young girls at that age. And we couple that curriculum with a running program.
Very cool. Very cool. So I understand your spring season is currently underway. Tell us a little bit about the girls and what they're doing this spring.
This spring we have 850 girls on about 55 teams throughout Dane County, and they are all exploring topics that include what they value themselves personally, being part of a team, standing up for themselves and others in healthy ways, giving back to the community, things like that. For example, this week we have a bullying lesson that we're doing, and you may see girls throughout Dane County with a blue pinky fingernail because they have been given the opportunity this week to take the Pinky Pledge Challenge to stop bullying. So that's part of our curriculum as we address that very important social topic about bullying in the schools and standing up for yourself and others in healthy ways.
So the blue fingernail kind of serves as both a reminder to the girls that, hey, I need to stay away from bullying, and also serves as awareness to everybody else that, hey, this is what we're trying to do here, so this is the reminder.
Exactly. Well, they love it, of course, because it's fun, but it is a really great reminder for them when they look down that they have taken that pledge and they take it very seriously.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you're committed to reaching girls of all ages, socioeconomic backgrounds and so forth. You guys have a scholarship program that you run as well. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, Girls on the Run is a fee-based program, just like many other after-school activities for kids. But we have a sliding fee scale based on family income because it's really important to us that we're able to reach all kids of all economic circumstance. We work really closely with the schools, the counselors, the teachers at the schools to identify girls that might not otherwise have access to the program from a financial perspective. And we try very hard to look at the free and reduced lunch rates at each school that we're at. So we know that if a school has high free and reduced lunch needs, then they're also going to have high scholarship needs, and that's how we budget and allocate our funding. We have given out over $200,000 in scholarship support in our 10-year history so far. So we're very proud of providing the opportunity to girls of all economic circumstance, and that this just is not a program for affluent or middle upper income families.
Right, you want to try to reach as many people
Absolutely.
as possible with this.
The message is so important for all girls.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of the message, what is the most important thing? If they could take away, the girls could take away one thing from this program, what would it be? What would you want them to take away?
There are so many great messages from Girls on the Run, but for me, honestly, the main message is that each girl is uniquely okay just the way they are. You know, kids come to us so joyful and confident and fearless as young kids, and it's as they grow up and get older that they start to doubt themselves and feel like they have to conform to society or their friends or family's pressure on them to be a certain way. And so for us, the main message is, though we recognize and honor our commonality, we really celebrate each girl's individual spirit and personality. And so that's the main thing I would hope people would take away, or the girls would take away, is that they are uniquely perfect just the way they are.
That's awesome. We have just a few seconds left. I'm wondering if you could tell us really quickly about the 5K run that's coming up on June 6th.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to do that. Our 5K Girls in the Run 5K is the culmination of our spring season, and we get 850 girls, 250 volunteers, and all their family out at McKee Farms Park in Fitchburg to celebrate the success and the accomplishments of this season. And all the girls run a 5K, which is 3.1 miles, and it's just a big, fun celebration of the girls and their spirit.
Sarah Pickard, Executive Director of Girls on the Run in Dane County, thank you so much for joining us
And thanks
today.
for having me.
It was great talking with you. Don't go away. When we come back, my interview with Howie Mandel. It's Talk of the Town on CW57. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Comedian and TV personality Howie Mandel is used to making people laugh. However, he's here today to talk about something more serious, a heart condition that affects millions of Americans, including him, called atrial fibrillation, or AFib for short. Howie joins us now to discuss his role in an upcoming AFib awareness campaign called Fibs or Facts. Howie, welcome to our program today.
Great to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about AFib and how you got diagnosed.
Well, you know, I was doing a television show, and anytime you start a new season of a television show, for insurance reasons, they bring a doctor to the set or the hotel or wherever you are to just do a kind of a brief little checkup. And the guy puts his stethoscope to my chest and says, uh-oh. And I went, what do you mean, uh-oh? And he said, I have an irregular heartbeat. And I said, so? What does that mean? And he goes, well, it's AFib, which is an irregular heartbeat, not due to a heart valve problem. If that's what you have, number one, you got to take care of it because this could cause a blood clot. And people with AFib are 5 times more likely to have a stroke than those without. So I went, wow, and I do get it taken care of, but I was amazed at me not knowing what AFib was. How many people don't know what AFib is? 6.4 million people in America have it, and really there's no information about it out there. So the lovely people at Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer and me got together, and this is about informing people. So we made this Fibs or Facts quiz. And it's at fibsorfacts.com. You go and you take the quiz. It's a fun little quiz. It's like a game show that's actually more important than a game show because it informs you and it's fun. And for everybody that takes the quiz, $1 is donated to the National Stroke Association.
Very cool, very cool. So tell us, what can people expect when they go and they take these, the Fibs or Facts quiz? And what is the overall goal of that campaign then?
2 things. 1, to have fun. 2 is to inform, and they can expect to, you know, learn something about, just become aware. It's something, it's amazing to me that something that is so widespread and can be, you know, eventually dangerous is not even known. You know, like you're asking me, what is AFib? I would imagine if I walk up to the average person in the street, if they don't have AFib, they know somebody that has AFib, and they may not, and that person may not even know they have AFib. It's just amazing that, you know, somebody with AFib, like myself, I'm healthy. I run 7 miles a day. I'm managing it, is 5 times more likely to have a stroke or a blood clot, you know, and that's kind of scary. And it's not scary if you take care of it or if you're aware of it. What's scary is people aren't aware of it and don't take care of it. So that's what our mission is, to just make you aware, to just educate. So fibsorfacts.com. Take the quiz, do good for yourself, and good for the National Stroke Association.
Awesome. And what advice can you get? I mean, obviously there's some people who are going to be more at risk than others. What advice can you give to people who might be more at risk of having AFib?
I can't give any advice. I'm not a doctor. You know, I'm just telling you, it's something I have, and I want people to be more aware. So just go take the quiz. I have no advice.
Sure.
If I did, you shouldn't listen to me. You know, I'm just a comedian. But
right.
My advice is talk to a doctor
and
ask these questions of a doctor.
So, speaking of being a comedian, tell us about some of your upcoming projects or recent projects that you've been working on.
The 10th anniversary of America's Got Talent starts in May 26th, and it's bigger, better, crazier than ever. So that's the biggest thing I'm working on, and I'm constantly touring and around the nation, you know, doing stand-up. So I do that. And right now I'm focusing on educating people about AFib.
Absolutely. All great information. And go to, is it fibsorfacts.com is the website?
That's exactly it. fibsorfacts.com and take the quiz.
Awesome. Everybody out there, take the quiz. fibsorfacts.com. find out if you are at risk for having AFib. Howie Mandel, thank you so much for the information, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. My next guest is Dr. Tarina Bakken, who is the Vice Provost of Madison College. Welcome, Dr. Tarina Bakken.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's good to have you here. So we're going to be talking about some opportunities that you guys are offering through Madison College throughout the summer. But first, it seems like we've been hearing a lot lately about the Wolfpack athletic success. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
I would love to. At Madison College, there's so much going on at that college, but Wolfpack athletics is a really rich athletic tradition, and our baseball team right now, we just won the NJCAA Division II sectional tournament, playing in the regional finals this next weekend. If we win, we go back to the College World Series for the 6th year in a row. 3 of those years we've brought home the 3rd place trophy, and it's a fantastic program run by Coach Mike Davenport, and it's just great student athletes. But we wish our guys a lot of luck because they got to keep up with our women athletes. Our volleyball team won their 2nd consecutive national title this year, and our women's basketball team won a national title a couple years ago. So we love our men's baseball team, but they got to keep up with the girls.
You guys are cleaning up over
there. Yeah,
it's
great.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about what's happening at Madison College this summer. I mean, is it pretty quiet or is it pretty active?
Oh, I wish. As my mom would say, it's never a dull moment. It's, college right now, Madison College in particular, we can't just be a 2-semester place anymore. I mean, we have to move kind of with the rhythm of the community and our workforce, and to serve 40,000 students at 9 campuses doesn't mean we can really ever shut down. So we're gearing up for graduation on Friday, and then this summer we've got everything from youth basketball camps to more construction happening, building a new culinary center, to hundreds of summer classes that will serve thousands of students across our district. So we're gearing down from the semester, and then we'll gear right back up again.
Wow, you have 9 campuses.
We do. We have 9 campuses, 4 regional campuses, and then 5 in the metro area.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've lived here most of my life, and I never knew that. So that's great. What are some reasons why people would want to take classes during the summer?
Well, even though, people say, I'm going to take the summer off, it's a really great time to come to the campus because you get all the Madison College hallmark values: smaller class size, world-class instructors, lower tuition, which is good for the student debt. But it's a great time if you're a transfer student, maybe you're home from college, pick up a couple courses at Madison College, transfer them back to your institution. It's a great time to take a class if you're a career changer, you need to pick up some skills. And then for a lot of our current students, it's a great time to pick up some classes so they can finish that degree sooner.
Absolutely. And you guys have, I think, 140 degree options. What are some of the ones that are the most popular?
Oh, right now I could talk all day on that question, but some
of
the really
all 140
some of the really exciting ones. We have a new social media and mobile marketing credential. We've already put in our order for the iWatches that will be used in the curriculum. I think we're the first school in the country to do that.
Wow.
We've got amazing IT programs and cool things like digital forensics, network security, app development. We have a robotics program. They just built a robot that can deal blackjack. So if you want to come over and play blackjack, we'll take your money. And we have a 3D printing program. They actually can 3D print food now. But we have great programs that make food you'd want to eat too, like culinary and baking, pastry arts, amazing healthcare programs and nursing, of course, but healthcare support like physical therapy, radiography, polysomnography, and then the classics like accounting and business. And
sure.
So.
Yeah. You guys have a huge variety of options over there.
Yeah, we do.
So what about the folks that maybe don't necessarily want to go back and get a degree, but they just want to come back and learn something new for fun? And can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of folks, our average age is 29, so we have a lot of folks coming to pick up another degree, folks that maybe have a bachelor's coming back to get a post-baccalaureate. But if you don't need a degree and you don't need actual credit, we serve about 14,000 students in continuing education. So we got professional development courses on software, social media, leadership, and then just community classes, painting, cooking, beer making, you know, you name it, you can find a music class. We also do a lot of customized training for businesses. So whether people in the Madison and around our region are interested in just kind of lifelong learning or maybe picking up a new skill, don't have to get a degree, don't have to be a credit student, don't have to be in a program, you can still come to Madison College.
It's kind of for those folks who say, you know, I've always wanted to.
Yeah, it's really, we kind of pride ourselves on being really accessible, and we have folks standing by all through the summer. If people just aren't sure where to start or how to get connected, we can get them where they need to be.
Dr. Tarina Bakken, Vice Provost of Madison College, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure talking with you. Don't go away. When we come back, we'll be talking about healthy habits for our kids with Vicki McCarthy of Madison Community Montessori School. It's Talk of the Town on CW57. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We are joined again by our very good friend, Vicki McCarthy from Madison Community Montessori School. Vicki, welcome.
Hi, thanks, Justin.
Good to have you back, as always. Last time you were on, we talked a little bit about Screen-Free Week and how it's important to limit the amount of screen time that your kids have. Let's follow up on this topic by discussing some other important healthy habits for kids. What can you talk to us about today?
Well, habits are hard to break, and so it's important that we, as soon as possible, get kids in on the good healthy habits track. And the earlier we start that for children, the more likely they will be to keep those good healthy habits in place as they learn and grow. But then the other part is that the more likely they will also be to resist the bad habits as they present themselves down the road.
And it's so easy to fall into bad habits sometimes because it often gets us that quick fix that we often need or that instant gratification, and so it's easy to fall in those bad habits.
Right.
So being able to resist those, I think, is a really powerful tool. What's the number one thing you could tell parents to do to help build healthy habits with their kids?
Your child's habits really form because of your own habits, and we talked about this last time too, that we as parents are our children's number one role model, and so everything we do is being watched and observed by our children, and so our habits really do impact our children's habits.
Yes, absolutely. Where do you think we should start as parents? I say we because I'm being a parent myself.
Right. There are 4 areas I think that are really important to look at when we're talking about building healthy habits for children. The first is in the area of healthy eating. Secondly would be regular physical activity. Third would be staying safe and healthy. And then the fourth one would be healthy thinking. And so if we start with healthy eating, for instance, and I'm picking that one because child obesity is on the rise, especially with children ages 6 to 11. And so it's really just important to make sure we're presenting well-balanced, healthy meals for our children. Getting kids involved in the grocery shopping is a great place to start because you can talk to your child about why you're making choices at the store and even maybe why you're not making choices, you're not bringing in some of the unhealthy options into your home. Depending on a child's age, you can be talking to them about nutrition labels. And another thing that works for me in my family at my house is to have quick, easy, healthy snacks available. So when we get home from the grocery store, we cut up the vegetables, for instance, right away. And that way, we've got those things ready to go when somebody's hungry later.
Those are some great tips about healthy eating, and I think it's important for parents to stop and think for a moment that, you know, our kids understand a great deal more than we give them credit for, and I think we get in the habit as parents thinking that, well, this is just what we have to do, and I'm not going to explain it to you, and this is it. But I think it's really important, as you mentioned, to really explain to our kids, here is why we're getting these food items.
To educate along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, talk to us a little bit about physical activity. What are some things that parents can do to get their kids into healthy physical habits?
Right. Well, back to the childhood obesity, part of the reasons for that is a sedentary lifestyle. So we really just need to get moving. And we can do this as a family. Getting moving as a family is a fun thing to do. And there are lots of ways to do that. But if you start off maybe planning 30 minutes once or twice a week where you're going to get outside with your kids, go to the park, play soccer, get on your bikes, go for a hike. We're lucky to live in Madison where there are tons of opportunities for families to get outside and get moving. In fact, our school is hosting a family fun run this weekend, Saturday, May 16th. And we have it's called the Foxtrot, and more information is available on mcmsfoxtrot.com. But there will be a kiddie dash, and there's a 1-mile stroller-friendly walk, and a timed 5K. So activities for any fitness level. And it's a perfect way to get your family moving this weekend.
And this is open to the public. It's not just for people who take their kids to Madison Community Montessori
It's open
School.
to everybody.
Awesome, awesome. Well, and now this is kind of an interesting topic that not a lot of people think about, but healthy thinking. Can you talk to us a little bit about healthy thinking and why that's important?
Healthy thinking is the same sort of thought as positive thinking.
Right.
And so when your children are having healthy thinking habits, they are building their own self-esteem, they are able to reduce stress, and they're really able to, healthy thinking also leads to a healthy body image, which is really important.
And that's something that we can all do as parents and just kind of instill those affirmations that we all need to say to ourselves once in a while to help improve our self-esteem and whatnot. So. Well, Vicki McCarthy, thank you so much for joining us today. This is great information.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure talking with you.
Thanks so much.
That's all for this week on Talk of the Town. We'll see you next time.